We're the Illuminati, and we're not done.
This was the wave, the first wave at least, as it struck the northern coast, bringing debris and buildings with it. Some of the assessments talk of a huge wave out in the Pacific, or maybe 32 feet high. The Philippines on alert, Hawaii, outlying islands, Russia as well. But this first initial wave estimated to be about 4 meters high. That's about 12, 13 feet high. The latest from the Meteorological Agency are warning people to get to safer ground. That's the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Hawaii. So it's now in place for Japan, Russia, the Marcus Islands, Northern Marianas, Guam, Taiwan, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Hawaii itself. We understand the quake itself, about 6 miles down underground, 80 miles off the eastern coast of Japan. That's about 240 miles northeast of Tokyo, but we had pictures of Tokyo itself being badly shaken in downtown Tokyo, workers pouring into the streets to reach safety, smoke seen from some buildings. In central Tokyo, trains stopped, passengers then walking along the tracks back to platforms. One ceiling in a large hall has collapsed with an unknown number of injuries so far, according to local agencies reporting.
And we're not done.
Hey guys.
Yeah, good. Oh man, up on our place. Is your place in right off? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. There's people trapped me. There's like a car. They're trying to get people out of a car down there. I scraped all my hard drives.
Yeah.
Love you. Love you. Bye. Mum and Dad alright?
Yeah.
Gas down there, Bob. Gas down there. You okay? You just stick with him. We're all going this way, bro.
Safe.
Get some more aftershocks, we're in trouble. Hey, don't.
We're the Illuminati. And we're not done.
President, High Representative, you said just now, Mrs. Ashton, that we have to respect peoples and their desire for freedom. Let us be frank. For years, we have not done that. We were, in fact, complicit with the dictatorships, all of us. Now, the fact that you've managed to stop talking to Mr. Gaddafi now, well, Mazel Tov, congratulations, but what else? For all these years, the member states, Mr. Berlusconi and whosoever, negotiated the return of refugees to Libya, and nobody was concerned as to how Mr. Gaddafi was going to treat those returned migrants. I do think we ought to engage in a little bit of self-criticism in this whole matter. People has risen up. Now, they have their representatives. When the polls rose up, nobody asked whether Solidarność had been democratically elected. It was recognised straight away. And Solidarność was assisted straight away, and I do believe that, when it comes to the interim government, it has to be recognised. Why? Because it's the only force that can bring forward democracy. Yes, you need to cool head, Martin, but you have to choose which camp you're in. Gaddafi must not be allowed to win, because if he wins, it's the end of all hope for democracy in many regions, and it's in fact playing into the hands of the dictators. So our policy must be to say Gaddafi has got to lose. The Libyans have to win over Gaddafi. And secondly, of course, it's true the Libyans don't want to see foreign military intervention. True. But they're saying we want to have a no-fly zone. The African Union is saying yes, no-fly zone, Arab League supporting that. So, the no-fly zone, let's agree. It means creating a new balance of power politically. We've got to isolate Gaddafi in the UN. Yes, either it goes through the Security Council or the General Assembly. And indeed, the Assembly voted 100% to remove Libya from the Human Rights Council. He's entirely isolated. It's telling Gaddafi he's got no future, he's got no chance. So how can we bring this about? Well, obviously we're not going to start bombing and shelling Libya, but if you've got a plane taking off, it could be shot down so that we can demonstrate to Gaddafi that we're not going to allow Libyan cities to be bombarded. It's a political choice we have to make, and I'm absolutely convinced that if we take the bull by the horns, we recognise the interim government, we activate the European Union, the UN, the Arab League, we can ensure total isolation, and I think that Gaddafi's days as Libyan dictator will be counted. Now that we've got to look at humanitarian assistance. They need doctors, and they need medical support. They need to be able to get the wounded out of Libya. Now, there are ports that are open. The humanitarian aid is going through the east of Libya. They need food aid, military aid, I believe, as well, frankly, and that's a choice before us. If Gaddafi is to lose, the others must win. Let's not go back to what we did in Bosnia. There was an embargo imposed on the Bosniaks and on the Serbs. No. We have to be in one camp against the other camp. We want a military embargo against Gaddafi. We want to give the possibility to the Libyans of freeing themselves by force of arms, since that's the situation, and it's what Gaddafi has sought. And if I could end on refugees and humanitarian aid, let us make use of all the instruments available to the European Union. That's refugees, temporary asylum and welcome. We have to recognise refugees who are recognised by the UNHCR. There are thousands of people who are recognised to be refugees by the UNHCR who are in camps. Let them come into Europe. Let them come to Europe.
We're the Illuminati. And we're not done.